Hey everyone, welcome back to Miss Alyssa's Book Nook. If you're new here, I love to make videos about books and education and teaching and that kind of stuff, academia. So yeah, if you like listening to stuff like that or hearing about it or learning and all that kind of stuff, subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to upload more content soon. Listen, it's been crazy. I have caught literally everything this school year. I've been so sick, and this month of April, I haven't caught anything yet, so fingers crossed, hopefully I can make it through the whole month without getting sick. So today's video is going to be a book haul, and I'm also going to talk about some books that I finished lately. Listen, I haven't read a ton of books, but I've bought a lot of books. I've been training for a half marathon, so that's like another part-time job. When you see like the videos of people training and they're like telling you that it's basically another part-time job, they're not lying. It really is another part-time job. And then along with that, I teach full-time, and I haven't been doing a lot of YouTube because YouTube takes a long time. If you know, you know. So anyways, let's just get into the book haul. Okay, so the first book in my book haul today is The Shell Collector by Anthony Doerr, the same author of All the Light We Cannot See and Cloud Cuckoo Land. This is just a collection of short stories, and it's pretty short. However, the print is really tiny, but on the back it says that Doerr explores the human condition in all its varieties: metamorphosis, grief, fractured relationships, and slowly mending hearts, conjuring nature in both its beautiful abundance and crushing power. So I think this is just gonna be a really nice book to read and really kind of get your thoughts going and critical thinking. The next one that I have, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are really enjoying it, and a lot of people are like, I don't think you really need to read that, but I'm interested. It's called The Body Keeps Score: Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. And I love nonfiction books. I love reading about like the brain and how different things affect like our health and things like that. So I think I'm gonna enjoy this. I feel like such a nerd, but I think that even though this is technically like a textbook, I am going to enjoy reading this, and I think I am going to probably annotate this, so that's why I got like a hard copy of this book. And I enjoy like understanding how the brain works and how like different things in your life affect other things in your life, if that makes sense. Do you see where I'm going? Another reason why I picked this up is because one of the things that I studied in college was trauma-informed practice, and in early childhood, when little brains are traumatized or are I'm just trying to like say this correctly. If young children are put through like a lot of trauma, it can permanently affect how they act and live their life. So I think this would be really interesting to see if like what I learned and what I had studied previously, if this coincides with that, or if there's like some new information that Okay, this next book is was like an impulse buy, but I love Star Wars. I always have since I was like 4 years old. This is Star Wars, and then it is Kenobi by John Jackson Miller. It is the Legends, and this is just like the mass market size. But I loved the Kenobi series on, was it on Disney Plus, I think? Like, I just needed more. Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite character, and I wish he was a real person, but he's not. Like, literally, you guys, I love Star Wars so much. When I was 4 years old, I thought we were gonna go to Tatooine for like a family vacation. We didn't, unfortunately, but I'm excited to read this just for fun. I love Star Wars so much. Okay, the next one that I got is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, and I basically bought this because everyone on BookTube bought it, and I have read 6 chapters so far. It's something to read when your brain needs a break, so I'm glad that I bought this. I haven't read a lot of it, but I also like save it for when my brain just like needs a break. So I really like to read, like, as you know, like really educational stuff, but like I like to save these, like, just as it says, like low stakes. A novel of high fantasy and low stakes. I like to save these like relaxed, chill books for when my brain needs a break. I teach preschool all day, so like there's occasionally times where I just need to come home and either like just sit and watch somebody else talk on YouTube, or I will just sit and read something like this where I don't have to do a ton of thinking. And I am excited to finish this, but also I just like save it for when I need to read it. Okay, next up I have Into Thin Air. The personal account of a Mount Everest, I think it says mountaineer, but there's a sticker on it, so by John Cracker. So I went through this phase last summer, I think, where I was like obsessed with Mount Everest and like people's stories of climbing Mount Everest, and so I was really excited to find this today. I love memoirs. I love hearing about other people's lives, so I'm excited to read this and hear about this person's journey on Mount Everest. So let me read a little snippet from the back. It says, "This is the terrifying story of what really happened that fateful day at the top of the world during what would be the deadliest season in the history of Everest. In this harrowing yet breathtaking narrative, Crocker takes the reader along with his ill-fated expedition step by precautious step from Kathmandu and the mountain's pinnacle, where, plagued by a combination of hubris, greed, poor judgment, and plain bad luck, they would fall prey to the mountain's unpredictable fury." So I just, like I said, I was in this phase last summer where I was obsessed with people's stories about Mount Everest, and now I found someone's actual memoir of Mount Everest, so I had to get it. And there's also another book called, this guy did this documentary on Netflix. I think it's called 14 Peaks. I want to read. Okay, next up I have The Ritual by Adam Neville. And this sounds really creepy, but also ever since I read The Outsider by Stephen King this fall, I've been kind of wanting something similar, and this seemed really interesting when I saw it. at the store. So I picked it up, and I'll read a snippet from the back. When 4 old university friends set off to the Scandinavian wilderness of the Arctic Circle, they aim to briefly escape the problems of their lives and reconnect with one another. But when Luke, the only man still single and living a precocious existence, finds he has little left in common with his well-heeled friends, tensions rise. With limited experience between them, a shortcut meant to ease their hike turns into a nightmare scenario that could cost them their lives. So, it seems like they're kind of like on a hike, and then they end up hiking on some land where there used to be some sacrifices and stuff. So I'm excited to read this. Definitely have to read it during the day and not right before bed, but I'm excited. I wonder if it's gonna be like And Then There Were None. I don't know. Okay, and then the last physical book that I have is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. How Common People Are Doing the Uncommon. And like I said, I love nonfiction books. I love learning. And listen, this is probably not like going to be a sit down and read all at once, because like, look how tiny this print is. But look, there's graphs, and like, this is probably a textbook as well. Brain scans. Like, this is cool. This is a cool book. Also, when I picked this book off the shelf, a spider came running out behind, and I just thought that also the spider went with the aesthetic of this book, so that was interesting. And I like when like nonfiction books are written by doctors. I just feel like it gives them a little more credibility. So I'm excited to read this because mostly this year has been, so far, I've been working on half marathon training, and then half marathon training leads to marathon training, potentially. I don't know. I don't love running, but like, we're already almost to the finish line. So anyways, I just think it's interesting because you can do a lot more than you think you can. So okay, the last book that is on my haul list, I don't have the physical copy because my dog ate it. Like, literally, it's shredded, gone, to the point of no return, and I like didn't even get to like open it. I like left it near the couch. Like, we have an ottoman, and my dogs stay out during the day. Came home, the book was totally destroyed, so I have to order a new one because I really want to read this book. Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng. I heard about it from Megan Forbes on Too Cool for Middle School, and I really loved the way she described it. She described it as like a 1984 book, kind of like those vibes, and I was like, I have to have this book, so I put it in the Amazon cart and clicked buy now, and then it got here and the dog ate it. All right, so haven't been reading a ton lately, but I have finished 2 books, and I listened to them on Libby. It's an app that you can get through your library. The first one is Atomic Habits. Listen, if you need some, not necessarily like motivation, but if you need to feel like a little bit better about yourself, Atomic Habits. And I would say, like, I listened to the audiobook and it was like 7 hours long. I don't know, it wasn't very long, so it didn't take me long to listen to it, but I did take some notes like on my notes app, and I go back and look at those notes and I'm like, you know what, I'm doing great. So Atomic Habits, really enjoyed it. I think it was very like a very surface level of like changing your habits and habit tracking, and it was great, especially for me in this season of doing half marathon training. So yeah, Atomic Habits, 10 out of 10. Would recommend for like surface level if you need like a little like pick me up of motivation. So the other book I read lately is 101 Essays to Change Your Life, and I thought that it had some really good stuff in it, and I listened to it on Libby, but I think it would be better to have like a physical copy to annotate in it and to remember all of the good things that it had in it. I think that it's a really good book to validate some feelings of like millennials. And one of my favorite things in it was there was a part where the author talks about how you're doing better than you think you're doing, and I think that a lot of people needed to hear that. So I did enjoy it. However, the way that it was, I'm not sure if it was the way it was written or the way that it was read in the audiobook. Like the structure of it was just kind of odd and hard to follow. But the information in it was really good. Well guys, if you've made it through this whole video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like to listen to this educational content about books and reading and education and early childhood and child development, then make sure to subscribe. I have been trying to do more like fun reels on my Instagram at Miss Alyssa's Book Nook, and it takes a long time to film YouTube videos and edit them and stuff, so reels take a little less time, but I've been trying to do both. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.